Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I have to start out by saying please ignore the baby drool that is on my shirt. I am working with limited time. He's down here playing. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get right into this. Today is the day we are starting to sleep train, and to be completely honest, I'm not ready emotionally. I've done the research and everything, but we were planning on doing this around the 6th or even 7th month mark. But William is just now 4 months. I'm filming this in the middle of February, and to be completely honest, it's just time. We can't wait any longer. I'll get into that in a second. But I also was contemplating even sharing this whole sleep training journey. People can get a little nasty with their opinions when it comes around this stuff, and I think you have to do what is best for your family, honestly. Even in our little friend group, we have some friends that say, you know, the day our baby turns 2 months, they cry it out all night, and that's that. And then we have other friends that are like, co-sleep forever, who cares? We, you know, aren't either of those extremes. We are kind of somewhere in the middle. I'm gonna quickly recap all of William's sleeping habits, and then our goals for sleep training, because they look a little different, and then our plan, just so you guys have a baseline for the rest of the video and you're not like, what's going on? So once William came home from the hospital, he honestly slept pretty well. He was sleeping in his bassinet at night, day one. He woke up for, you know, feedings every 2 to 3 hours like a normal newborn, but he was sleeping alone in his bassinet, all swaddled up. For naps, he was either in his bassinet, his snuggle me, or we would contact nap a lot, meaning we held him. And he did that up until around Christmas. That week between Christmas and New Year's, I don't know, he was going through a leap, he was going through something, and he didn't want to sleep anywhere but on us. And just for our sanity, we started co-sleeping. He's never laid like next to us in the bed. What we do is we pile up our arms with pillows, and he'll lay on our chest, and our arms kind of act like a barrier so he doesn't roll off. And we did that for about a month during nights, and then naps, he was contact napping like pretty much every nap. But at that point, he was about 2.5 months, and he didn't want to sleep anywhere but on us. I just moved him to a different toy, so you're definitely going to start hearing him. But him napping and sleeping on us 24/7 was just not feasible, so we started gentle sleep training, you know, just trying to put him down more often. I did a video, I'll link it up above for you guys, of kind of how we did that. And we did see progress, and he actually started sleeping in his bassinet for a couple nights. It just was after his first wake up. So he would have to sleep on us for that first stretch, but after he would wake up to eat, he would go back in his bassinet fine, but he was always swaddled. Always swaddled. This kid would not sleep unless he was swaddled, like seriously from day one. But on a whim, a couple nights ago, it was in the middle of the night, he was going back into his bassinet, and I said, you know what, let me just try with his arms out. He could be rolling any day now. Like I said, he is 4 months as of this week, and while he's not showing signs of rolling, it could happen really whenever, so his arms need to be coming out. So I had his arms out, and it went awesome. So then, from then on, I just swaddled him with his arms out. He was still in his little sleep sack, and he's been doing decent. But naps, still a no-go. And that's really our goal with sleep training. A lot of people, you know, sleep training means you're moving them to their crib and you want them to sleep through the entire night. For us personally, I just want him to be able to be put down for his naps and for nighttime with his arms out and sleep okay. For nighttime naps, he's going to be in his bassinet still. I'm not ready to have him move to his crib. I'm just not ready. And I'm totally cool with him waking up for 1 or 2 nursing sessions a night. He's been doing pretty well and only waking up once in the middle of the night and then once super early morning when I'm already up, and he goes back to sleep for 2 hours. So really, I don't mind about sleeping through the night. I don't need that. I just need minimum 1 nap. Like 1 normal nap in his bassinet, guys. That's to hopefully get to those goals. We are gonna try the Ferber method, which is a modified version of a cry it out method. And it's gonna be tough. I don't know if I'm ready for it. Honestly, we'll see how strict I'm gonna be, because we normally scoop him up right when he starts crying. That's just how we've been since he's been born. But how it works is you put them down drowsy but awake so they get used to falling asleep in their surroundings. And you know, if they start crying, you start the timer, and they're gonna cry for 3 minutes, and then you can come into the room and you can shush them, you know, pat their chest, you know, give them a binky if you want. That's totally your call, whatever you want to do. But you're not supposed to pick them up or rock them or anything, and you're only supposed to be in the room for 1 minute. He's really going over there, Will. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. So you shush them at the 3 minute mark, and then you leave, and then you shush them at a 5 minute, and then a 7 minute, a 10 minute, and a 10 minute mark. Yeah, I don't know, it's gonna be rough, but it's supposed to help them learn to fall asleep by themselves and help them self-soothe. So we'll see how it goes tonight. I did read that it's suggested if this whole process, you know, goes over an hour, to just stop it and try again next time, because, I mean, at that point then, I don't know, they're just overtired. They cried for an hour, and that's fine. I don't even know if I'm gonna make it to an hour, to be completely honest. I want to say I'm gonna be super strict because that's how you get the best results, but honestly, I just don't know. We're gonna have to see. You'll see in the coming clips. Before we fast forward to bedtime, the number one thing any sleep training coach will tell you is to have a bedtime routine. I actually shared that in my last video, which I will link up above for you guys if you want to check it out. But yeah, I'll see you in a couple hours. Mama's a little nervous. Okay, we're ready for our first night of sleep training. Aren't we? He did a big sigh. He said, no, no, Mama. Let's get you all swaddled up. Okay, so little man is down in his bassinet, fast asleep at the moment. Arms out of his swaddle. Weird. I don't want to jinx it or anything, but he might be actually asleep. Sometimes he'll fall asleep easily, and then in 30 minutes, like, wake up just PO'd. So I guess we'll see how the night goes. I guess I'll just check in with you guys either in the morning if all goes well, or in a couple minutes if he wakes up. I was so anxious. Like, I thought he'd be screaming right now and I would just be a mess. So that could be coming. We'll see. I'll check back with you guys later. So he was in there for 18 minutes and started crying. I set my timer for 3 minutes. We're 1 minute into it. Wasn't too bad of crying. I was gonna show you guys, but he just kind of stopped. Oh, he's just talking. He's just being so cute. He cried for less than 1 minute. And how the method works is that
go for like 5 minutes?
No, the method works is that you're supposed to let them wait for 3 minutes of crying. But if he stops crying, you have to restart your 3 minutes over next time he starts crying. Okay, start 3 minute timer. It has alerted us. It has alerted us. Alright, we're at the 3 minute mark. I'm going to go in there and check on him. He's not crying as much and as loud as I thought he was going to be, but still don't like it.
Hey. Shh, Mama loves you. Dada loves you. It's okay.
Alright, I went in there, shushed him, gave him his pacifier. The minute I, like, walked away, like 1 step, he started screaming. I don't like this. I don't like this. How are you doing, honey?
I mean, it sucks.
Will's a little less anxious than me, I think. But we have 5 minutes to wait, so I'm probably gonna go wash some pump parts for 5 minutes and try and distract my brain. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, I don't like this. Okay, so shocker, I did not get any dishes done. I just sat there like not having a good time. Went in there, shushed him. He calmed down for a little bit longer than last time I went in there. So, we'll see. I checked this chart. I think it's 7 minutes I have to wait. 7 minutes. Oh my Lord. 10 minutes? No, 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 no. We're doing 7. I saw somewhere it was 7. We're doing 7 minutes. I really don't like this. He's crying a lot harder than he was before.
Yeah.
Can I just go pick him up?
Just to settle him back down, yeah.
This next time I might go pick him up. If he's crying this hard and I can't shush him. Just so we did not make it to 7 minutes. I was in the hallway waiting and he just started crying like I've never heard before. Like the shriek I heard, I couldn't run fast enough. And I scooped him up and cuddled him. He couldn't catch his breath. He was crying so hard, like all of a sudden. And he gave himself the hiccups because he was so worked up. I don't know, I shed a couple tears, not gonna lie. That was hard. And I know you're supposed to only be in there and like soothe them for 1 minute and they say not really to pick them up. Well, I broke the rules, whatever. I couldn't take it. Picked him up. I was in there for probably 5 minutes, just calming him down until his breathing went back to normal and I saw his eyes get heavy. Then I put him back down in his bassinet. He is in his bassinet now, on and off whining, nothing like crazy. I mean, a little bit of crying. You guys probably heard it, but it's nothing crazy. So he's just kind of chilling in his bassinet now. Once he starts crying again, if he does, then I'm supposed to wait 10 minutes now. I honestly might just start back with the 3 minute, 5 minute routine thing since I picked him up. Who knows? I'm clearly not being very strict on this. Having a little bit of a hard time with it. So, yeah. I'll check in with you guys soon. Alright guys, that was brutal. Absolutely brutal. I haven't checked in with you guys for over an hour. Well over an hour. I just couldn't go back and forth and chat. I was on the verge of a meltdown. Didn't have one, but I was on the verge. It's a lot. This is a lot, and we're not even doing like the full cried out method, and we definitely did not stick with the full Ferber method. So last time I checked in with you guys, I had picked him up and soothed him, put him back. We restarted the whole cycle over. Oh. He's moving. Please stay asleep. Okay, he calmed himself down. Thank goodness. We went through a whole nother round of waiting 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes. And the part that was horrible about that time is he was being so sweet. He definitely calmed down when I went in there and shushed him. He calmed down way quicker than the first round. And then he would just start talking to me and coo and smile. And I'm just like, oh, this is breaking my heart because I knew I had to leave. Anyway, so after waiting that last 7 minutes, I'm like, I don't know if we can continue doing this because he looked wide awake. So I went in there, laid down in bed, and just put my hand on his chest and was shushing him, and he just was wide awake. And I did that. I laid there for probably 30 minutes, and he just sat there cooing. And at that point, I'm like, okay, like if he does fall asleep, you know, he's gonna wake up soon to eat and all this stuff. So I just decided to pick him up, do a diaper change, and nurse him. And he nursed to sleep, which I know is a big no-no, but he was so tired he just fell asleep while he was eating. And then I transferred him to his bassinet, woke up a little bit, but he self-soothed. Anyway, I guess that's it for tonight. I want to check in with you guys in the morning to let you know how the rest of the night goes. He's normally good when he wakes up in the middle of the night to nurse. He just kind of falls right back asleep and we put him in the bassinet. No issues, so I'm hoping that is the case. Definitely worried about naps tomorrow, but what can you do? We're gonna continue. I definitely almost gave up at one point, and Will was like, Elena, then what you've done for the past 45 minutes would be a waste. He was crying for a waste if you don't, you know, stick it out. Which I just have to remind myself that this is for the family. Like, it's gonna benefit all three of us so much. So much. Like, if he could just sleep one nap a day by himself, I can't even tell you. That would just be a game changer. So anyway, I have some work to go do. Yay me. Then I'm gonna shower and go to bed. So I will see you guys in the morning. Good morning, everyone. We had a pretty good night last night after we checked in. That part was rough, as you guys know, but the rest of the night was decent. He woke up like 2 hours later, which I was confused why, but it ended up being he had a little bit of gas. Oh, we're staring at our socks. Our socks today have little foxes on it, and he is staring at them. He ended up having some tummy troubles, just some gas and stuff, but once that passed, literally, he went back to sleep for his usual 4.5 hour stretch. So, you know, he woke up twice during the night, but I really don't mind that. We did good other than that. No crying. No crying. When he went back into his bassinet, he kind of stirred a little bit. I just went shh, shh and patted him, and to sleep he went. So that was a success. He woke up super happy. So we'll see how naps go today. Yeah, we'll see how naps go today. We're going to be napping in his crib. If you guys saw, really into those socks. If you guys saw my video last week, I think, or 2 weeks ago, when we were talking about our naps, we've been trying to nap in the crib or the bassinet, kind of like half and half. I just want him to get used to the crib, so when that transition comes in the future, at nighttime, it's not a big deal. So we've been hanging out in his room often, hanging out in his crib, getting used to it all, huh? We've just been getting used to it, so we'll check in with you guys later. All right, we're getting ready for our first nap of the day. We have our Mr. Bink, our sleep sack, and I moved his sound machine and his little camera into his room. We're trying out the crib. We're trying out the crib. Right, William? I kind of explained that earlier. Right, it's gonna get darker. So the first nap of the day went okay. He went down pretty well, squirmed a little bit, but put himself to sleep. Lasted about 21 minutes, I think it was, which honestly, a 20 to 30 minute nap is so normal for him for his first 2 naps of the day normally, even if I'm holding him. So I would call that a success. Nap number 2, I waited 3 minutes of crying already, which it's so much harder alone. Like with Will sitting next to me, at least I can look at him and just be like, you know, and we can like have that moment together. Alone, it is so much harder. I'm now in the 5-minute stretch, and then I went in and soothed him, and then now I am in the 5-minute wait period, but he hasn't really cried. Like after I left, he cried for about 30 seconds, and now he's just sitting there being the sweetest thing ever, talking. Just talking. So we'll see what happens. If he starts crying, I'll start the 5 minutes over. If not, then he should fall asleep. So we'll see. And the crying's begun. This is for a reason. All right, I'm going in. I'm just thankful that he's not crying like super crazy. It's just like a normal, I'm upset cry. So thankful for that. This is no joke. Like I can't imagine the parents that just put him in there and just like let him cry until they fall asleep like for an hour. Because even this is just messing with my mind. Okay, seems like he's kind of settling down a little bit. So I didn't follow the rules. I went in there at 5 minutes instead of 7. I couldn't take it. Picked him up, soothed him, and I rocked him, honestly, like almost completely to sleep. And while I was trying to rock him to sleep, he was calm, and then he would get worked up again. Calm, like he's definitely upset. Put him down in the crib, fine, I thought, started walking around the room, burst into tears. So now I'm supposed to wait 10 minutes. Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna wait the 5. Like, I know I'm not following the Ferber method, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not cut out for this. All right, little man is down, but it has been quite some time since I talked to you. We did 3 5-minute stretches. I know, not the plan, not fully the Ferber method, but we did 5, 3, we did, see, I'm exhausted. I know he must be. He's been crying for what feels like forever. Anyway, we did 3 5-minute, you know, crying sessions. On the 3rd one, I just picked him up. He had spit up everywhere during that last one because he worked himself up so much. I think the method says like after like an hour of elapsed time to just stop and try again next time. We didn't make it to an hour. I think we were at like 45 minutes. But honestly, at that point, I didn't feel like it was necessary to push it because he was gonna have a wet diaper and was gonna start getting hungry soon. So I picked him up, changed his diaper, nursed him, and rocked him to sleep. So pretty much I did the same thing as I did last night, not completely the Ferber method, but we're making a little progress. I mean, he's sleeping, so we'll see. His whole nap schedule, like his normal napping schedule. Oh no, is he crying? Oh no, who's a bird outside? Thank the Lord. Oh my Lord. I was literally gonna probably burst into tears myself. Okay, his whole nap schedule is way off. It's way later in the day than he'd normally take his second nap because that took so long. So hopefully he naps for a longer period of time. His afternoon naps are normally an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours if we're lucky. But I'm normally holding him for that nap or half of that nap. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna go try and get some work done before this little dude wakes up. I'll probably just check in with you guys right before bedtime and kind of recap the rest of the day. Because I'm just emotionally exhausted, physically exhausted. Like it's just, yeah. Okay. See you guys then. That is some good coffee this morning, or maybe it's just needed. So I was gonna check in with you guys at bedtime, but to be 100% honest with you, I was just feeling like a bad mom, like a really shitty mom, honestly. And I shed some tears, which I'm not shy about that. I got over the crying on camera thing a while ago, but I just was not in the mood to talk. So if you add up like all the crying from yesterday, it probably equaled way more than he's cried like in his entire life. So it was just a lot. But I wrote down super detailed notes to fill you guys in on all the details because I know you guys want to know what's happening and what could happen with your little one. So I left you guys off on a second nap. So first nap yesterday was decent, just like 20 minutes or something. Second nap, you witnessed the crying. And then the third nap, so he fell asleep in his crib like super easy, like out like a light. 3 minutes later, woke up just absolutely mad. You know, I did the whole shushing thing, but at the 30-minute mark, I was like, I have to call this. I have to call it. So picked him up, shushed him, and I actually laid him down drowsy but asleep in his bassinet. So now we're only doing bassinet. I don't know what I was thinking, like trying to do crib during the day. I thought because, you know, we've been slowly adding in the crib during the day, he'd be fine, but that was back when we put him down 100% asleep, back when he was swaddled, you know, all that. So I just think like it's too much at one time. Too much at one time. So we're only doing bassinet. We're 86ing the crib as of now, but once he was in his bassinet, he slept for another 20 minutes. So we counted that as another nap. And then just going off of his wake windows, he was supposed to have one more nap, put him down, and he napped for 20 minutes. But when I picked him up, after I thought his 20-minute nap was over, he started to fall back asleep almost instantly. So I decided, used my mom gut, and I said, he needs more sleep. I don't want an overtired baby. So I went ahead and just held him for a whole nother sleep cycle, and then he woke up 30 minutes later, like, happy and awake. So, you know, that's not necessarily good to hold him during a nap because we don't want him to get used to that. Again, well, I don't want to say again, he was used to that like 24 hours ago. But I just also don't want him overtired. So that was that. And then when we put him down for bed, he cried again. Will was like, I'll do the check-ins, I'll do all the shushing, because I had done it all day and I was exhausted. Like I just said, I didn't check in with you guys like I was supposed to. But he checked in 4 times. So we did the normal 3-minute, 5-minute, 7-minute, 10-minute. And then we were almost about to like call it. Like, it's been 30 minutes. I know you're supposed to go to an hour, but he's been crying and we want to call it. But he literally calmed down and he just sat in there and just cooed and talked to himself for 10 minutes and then fell asleep. And we're just sitting here watching him on the camera like, what is happening? This is weird. This is awesome. So that was last night. He did wake up in the middle of the night for his normal nursing sessions. I have no problem with that. And then he woke up this morning at 8 a.m. just like, I'm happy to be here. Just chilling in my bassinet. Just talking in his bassinet. He used to wake up screaming bloody murder after every nap, after every morning. He would just scream when he woke up. Now he just woke up chilling in his bassinet, so that's awesome. Waited his wake window, and now he's back down. As of now, he is about at like the 25-minute mark, and he is still very, very fast asleep. So I don't expect it to go much longer. But William is actually going to grandma's today. He goes 1 day a week so I can try and get some work done. And I told her, you know, I would really appreciate if you stuck to his wake windows and tried to keep him on his little routine. But as for putting him down for his naps, that is her call. If she feels comfortable, great. If she wants to hold him, great. She loves holding him. You know, it's their like little bonding time. He's in a new space. And honestly, it's not her job to figure out sleep training. So yeah, you guys are probably like, Elena, don't do that. That's gonna ruin everything. Well, you know, we're doing it. I just told grandma, like, do what you can, do what you feel is right. I am bringing the sleep sack over though, trying to, you know, keep things quiet and dark during nap time, like trying to implement most of the things, but not all of the things. So, uh-oh. I just got an alert. Yeah, he's waking up. But he's not crying. He's just in there. So that's good. I'm going to go get him, and I will probably see you guys at bedtime since we'll be at grandma's. Okay, so I just put him down. This is night 3. Yeah, night 3 of sleep training. And he cried for about 30 seconds and then just settled, cried for 30 seconds. And it wasn't like a hard cry. It was just kind of like a little whimper type of cry. We went in there at the 3-minute mark and just shushed him, and then he fell asleep shortly after, like by himself. I am watching him now though, because he keeps like having his startle reflex. Since his arms are out, he'll startle and then kind of fall back asleep, and then startle and fall back asleep, which he always sleeps like this, which is hysterical. But yeah, I hope it doesn't do anything. I guess I'll just like check in with you guys if he wakes up, but he is putting himself back to sleep after all the startles. So crossing the fingers. So I went over there. Will and I are just like hanging out. We have him up on the screen, just chilling. I don't know if you guys can hear him. Probably not. That's why I chose to sit on this side of the house. You can't hear him as much. I'm still watching him, of course, but he kept doing the startle asleep thing, but one time he startled awake a lot, started whimpering again, and he started rubbing his eyes. And so we're watching the screen, and his stinking finger went like up in his eye. I mean, hardcore. And then it was just gone. He just screamed bloody murder. Oh my gosh. I mean, this poor guy, he was gonna put himself back to sleep, but he poked his eye out. And then I'm in his room like looking for sleepers with mittens. Apparently guys, When you go to the 3 to 6 month size, nothing has mittens anymore, which I understand they're getting older, whatever, but this is also the time period where they're not swaddled anymore. It makes no sense. We did use mittens when he was sleeping, when he was really little, but then when he would sleep a little better, we took them off and he would always either be swaddled or we would be holding him. And if he cried, we would scoop him up. That's just how it has been. But now he's not swaddled and we're letting him cry and he is scratching up his face and scratching out his eyes. So I don't know. I just looked on Amazon. Most of them don't have mittens. Like, I don't understand. What is this logic? Okay, it looks like he is asleep. I ended up going in there after some crying and I just picked him up. Like, he was hurt. His eye, like, I'm not gonna lie, it's swollen and like there's a little scratch. He was in pain. So I scooped him up, gave him some mama cuddles, put him back in his bassinet. He kind of wiggled and squirmed, but then fell asleep. So I can't be mad about that. Can't be mad about that. Gotta find me some mittens though. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Oh my gosh, guys, we have made some progress since I last checked in, and I'm hoping like sharing this whole journey just helps you guys not feel so alone in this process, because it sucks. I'm not gonna lie, it sucks, and hopefully don't make all the same mistakes that I did, you know, like trying the crib and just stuff like that. But we've made so much progress. So this is technically day 3, but night 4, and every single nap today, he went down amazing. They were only 30 minutes, of course. I guess he's a cat napper now, unless we're holding him. For his second nap of the day, I did the same thing I did yesterday. When he woke up at that 30-minute mark, I noticed he was still very tired. Almost instantly fell back asleep when I picked him up. So I decided I'm just gonna hold him for, you know, the next 30-minute sleep cycle. I don't want an overtired baby. That doesn't help anybody. So that's fine, because I was kind of missing the cuddles anyway, but I don't know. See, I'm not cut out for this, guys. If I could just hold him his whole life, I would, but that's just not the reality of life. Anyway, all his naps were awesome, and then tonight, we just put him down. He cried for probably the whole first 3 minutes. Not super crazy cry though. And then I was about to walk in there to shush him for that first time, and he settled down almost to like a whimper. So I said, if I go in there, I might, you know, make it worse and will escalate again. So I just sat at the door, waited for him to stop whimpering, and then he talked himself to sleep. Probably took him like 5 more minutes. So I don't know. I don't know if this sleep training stuff is magic or what. Knock on wood. Knocking on all the wood. I know that it's not over, for sure. I know we're still gonna have issues, but there has been so much progress. Yeah, we've met our goals, really. He can nap alone, somewhat. You know, even if it's a 30-minute nap, that allows me to function at least do the dishes. And then now that he's sleeping more consistently, his bedtime is more consistent and his wake up time is more consistent, I can hopefully just schedule myself to either stay up late or wake up earlier and get a couple hours of work done. So it's just amazing. Hopefully this helps some of you guys. If you have any questions on what I did, how I did it, whatever, you know, comment down below or hit me up over on Instagram. I am over there as well. Yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.